Hello and welcome to In The Game. I'm Kyle Walker.
I'm Joleon Lescott.
And here's what's coming up on this month's show.
Never had a chance, not never.
We take a look back at some of the highlights of the 1920 Premier League season. We reveal the two Man City players who have been chosen to be EA Sports FIFA ambassadors for this year. We look ahead to the brand new release of FIFA 21 and discuss Manchester City's upcoming Champions League fixture against Real Madrid.
Never had a chance, not never.
Right, Joleon, let's get straight into it because this season's been a busy one, full of football, but at the end of it, we've lost an absolute legend. Yes, David Silva is leaving Manchester City. He played his last Premier League game. Joleon, you played with him, you played against him. Let's talk about him. Why is he so special?
What is there to say that we haven't said? The consistency is the standout thing for me. I don't think there's been a performer that has been as consistent as him for the number of years he's been at the club. In the Premier League, not just at Man City, he's consistently just been effective, and that is just like the highest praise you can give to any player. If you affect the game in a positive way, more often than not, you'll go down as a great, and that's what David Silva will be classed as.
Now, he's managed to do that for 10 years, and he's won the hearts of Manchester City fans, but also the footballing world, especially the Premier League world as well. Mm-hmm. And playing with him must be just so special for you as a player to have actually said, I've played with this person who could be classed as one of the greatest midfielders the Premier League seen. Oh,
definitely. And I knew that when it was happening. It wasn't like after I left and he's kind of kicked on and you think that now. I knew when I was playing with him that he's a great player, an all-time great, a World Cup winner, a European winner multiple times. And to say you've played with them players and kind of performed with that, as I said, a dream of mine was just to make it as a footballer, but then to kind of be on the pitch with the likes of him and Sergio and Vini and Yaya and some great names you've had at the club. It was special for me, and I'm glad that my kids now can see him and appreciate what he has done for the club and what he's done for the Premier League.
Now, I did mention you played with him, but you've also played against him. What was that like?
As you expected, he was still as consistent as ever. He still affected the game, but for me, it wasn't a positive outcome. So in regards to David's contribution when playing against him, it wasn't great. It wasn't a good occasion.
Now, he's played 309 Premier League games. He's scored 60 goals and got 106 assists. Now, that's some record for anybody. But then David Silva's managed to do that, plus win everything he's done domestically. What an incredible time at Man City.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you break that down, I'm not a mathematician, but what's that, 30 games a season for 10 years? Like, you'd be hard to find another player doing that, outfield player, never mind David Silva, a slight figure that is in a position to get fouled and stuff like that. So I remember he was targeted for a few seasons because obviously his ability on the ball. So it's a credit to his professionalism. Like, we all talk about his ability, but his approach and his dedication to the game allows him to be fit and be at his best for that period of time. You don't just luckily not get injured if you're not preparing outside and living the right lifestyle.
Now, we've got to talk about this because you've told me this story before, so I'm going to out you. Didn't you get injured trying to tackle him in training or something?
Yeah, it wasn't even. I didn't even try and tackle him. You just don't tackle David Silva. You just try and intercept a pass that he's trying to play. It was basically he's got the ball at his feet. He's dipped down to go to his left, I think, or his right, whatever, and then he's rotated out of it. And I've just tried to mimic the movement, and I've realised, I don't move as smooth as David Silva. And then all of a sudden, when he came out of the movement, I was in pain, and he wasn't. He was away with the ball, and I just looked at the physio and said, that didn't feel right, that. So let me just come off and rest up.
Never had a chance, not never.
Right, we've talked about our current captain who's leaving, but let's talk about someone that could be a future Man City captain. Kevin De Bruyne. Joleon, he equalled Thierry Henry's assist record in the Premier League. He got 20. He managed to do it on the final day. What a player.
Oh, again, another special talent. Glad that he's part of the City team and club. And like you said, he leads by example. So if he was given the armband, as in Raheem could easily wear that as well. If either of them are given the armband next season, you can see why. Kevin is someone that demands maximum effort. Yeah, we all see his technical ability, but you also see the frustration when players are not where they're supposed to be or doing what they're not supposed to be doing. And that's kind of what a leader does. He kind of demands maximum concentration and maximum effort.
35 Premier League appearances, 13 goals and those 20 assists as well. I mean, someone that can perform on that level week in, week out is special. But then for Kevin De Bruyne to also come out and just dominate and feel like one of the best midfielders that we've seen this season, he's just incredible.
Oh, definitely. He has to be considered one of the best in the world. And it's a shame that the kind of Ballon d'Or is not going to happen this year. I know Lewandowski was kind of front runner in regards to what he's done, but if City got one to win the Champions League, he would have to definitely be considered for that title, because his contribution in pretty much every game as well has been outstanding. Yeah, we talk about the assists and stuff, but I think his goal contribution is 34, 35, and I don't think there's been a midfielder do that since Yaya Toure in 14-15 season. So he's a massive talent and a massive kind of credit to the club.
Now let's talk about work rate. You as a player, how would it have felt to have someone who is always going to work? Is no matter what, they lose the ball, he's the first to chase it down. Does that hype you up? Does that get you going? Does that want you to push to and raise your game to a different level?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the minimum requirement from any football, I believe, is maximum effort. If you're giving your maximum, no one kind of discourages when things don't go so well. Like, there's going to be times when your passing is a little bit off, but as long as you're giving the maximum effort, your teammates can kind of condone that. They accept that them games happen. But yeah, as you look at players like Kevin, Sergio, Carlos Tevez, David Silva, when them players were working to their maximum as they were every game, with the ability they have, that's what separates them, for one. But also it means you have to do the same. You might not have the technical ability that Kevin De Bruyne has, but you have to match the effort.
Kevin De Bruyne has taken a set piece. You're in the box. Do you think you would have got on the end of a few of those?
Yeah, definitely. Like he puts it where you want it to be. Like, he puts it in a position where it's horrible for defender to defend a free kick or a corner. He puts it right in behind them. So, like a lot of times when you see good balls go in, you see defenders leave it because they know it's too good for the striker to get. He doesn't allow that to happen. He makes defenders defend. So there are occasions where own goals go in because of the quality he possesses.
Right, we've talked about someone that creates goals. Now let's go back to someone who stops them. Ederson, he did win the Golden Glove award. Joleon, as a defender, you must be so confident having a keeper like Ederson behind you.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's times when he makes massive saves, and that's the thing with Ederson. It's not like they're keeping clean sheets and no one's really attacking at them. The kind of teams are getting opportunities to score goals, and he's producing magic moments. So he deserves a lot of credit. And as a defender, that's what you pride yourself on. As defensive players, you want to keep clean sheets, and it just fills you with confidence knowing that if the odd time forwards do get through, he can produce saves.
Plus, there's been a lot of talk about him and his ability to distribute the ball so well. Have you ever seen a keeper that can do that like him?
No, not as comfortable. You've seen keepers that are good with their feet. Phil Robinson at Spurs, he was like kind of one that had great distribution, but not in terms of where he demands so much respect. You won't see forwards close him down because he's going to pick a pass out. So you need to allow him to do that and just make sure that your team shape is right. Because if you go to close him down, he's not one taking risks in regards to taking you on, but you obviously close him down from an angle, so you've left someone open, and he will expose that, and then all of a sudden City are running at your back four. So he demands so much respect that our teams just kind of leave him to it.
Never had a chance, not never.
Right, it's time to announce our EA FIFA Esports ambassadors for 2021. Yes, Phil Foden and Georgia Stanway have been chosen. They both are keen FIFA fans, and Joleon, so are you. I know that. Yeah. You play the game quite a lot. What an opportunity for those to be FIFA ambassadors. Are you jealous?
Yeah, I am, to be fair. This is probably the one time I'm looking at Phil Foden thinking, I'm jealous of you, yeah, you know what I mean? This is something I would have loved to have done, nothing to be a part of. You know how much I love FIFA, especially at their ages anyway, you know what I mean? And it makes sense. FIFA is such a kind of a culture thing now, and the age group there and the age bracket they represent and kind of look at, it just makes so much sense that them two players were chosen.
And the all-important question, you're going up against Phil Foden, you're going up against Georgia Stanway in FIFA. Who's coming out on top?
Me. It's not even that. They're young and experienced. This is where the experience counts. But saying that, to be fair, like every year, it's a new game, and it takes everyone adaptation time. So I didn't appreciate that because I was so good on FIFA 19. I didn't think it was going to take me that long to be this good on FIFA 20, but I won't disrespect it this year. I'll be on it from day one.
Okay. Sounds like you're getting your excuses in early there, mate.
No, I'm saying I'll be ready. I'll be ready early.
Joleon, are you excited for the new game for FIFA 21 to be arriving?
Definitely. I think every year that level of excitement increases. I just hope it gets a little bit more tactical, which allows the footballing brains and not just the kind of technical wizards to rise to the top. So I'm hoping there's a bit more tactical aspect to it.
Okay, all right. So you're going to bring in that experience on the pitch. You're going to bring it to the PlayStation.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Xbox. I'm an Xbox guy. you know them, lads. Don't try to throw me under the bus there. But in regards to that, yeah, because I think as it's developed, the kind of detail into the gameplay has helped footballing brains. Yeah, you can still, if you're a gamer, you can play. Obviously, most of them are gamers, but if you're able to kind of mirror the two or match up the two, it definitely helps.
Never had a chance, not never.
Right, let's talk about Champions League because the first leg was the 26th of February 2020. Joleon, we're over 5 months since that first leg, and here we are about to take on Real Madrid in that second leg. It's a massive opportunity for Man City.
Oh, huge. What this competition would mean to the club is massive. Obviously, we all want the club to win, but I personally want it now to happen for David Silva. That to be his final game for Man City in the Champions League final would be the pinnacle of anyone's career. You know what I mean? I know he's won obviously the World Cup and stuff, but I'm sure he would remember that occasion, and to lift it and obviously be the captain to lift that would be special. But in regards to the outcome of this tie, it's a strange one because I think if the second leg was when it was due to be played, it's an easier format. But now that Real Madrid are on a high after winning the league and also their confidence level should be equally as high as City's due to their current form. I can see it being a little bit closer, but I'm still confident City go through.
Right, it's time to put you on the spot. I need an expert's opinion right here. Joleon Lescott, are Manchester City going to do it? What score will it be after that Champions League tie?
Oof, I think it could easily be 4-2 on aggregate. I think the fact that Real Madrid have to score 2 goals is going to play into Man City's hands. They're going to have to leave spaces, and yeah, they've got some of the best defenders in world football. Varane and Ramos can't even play, so he's kind of going to leave them exposed a little bit at the back and with more space. And as any great team knows, when you give top players more space, it becomes an individual battle. And when you're facing the likes of Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez in 1v1 situations, it's not comfortable for any defender.
Confident, I like that. Well, on that note, this is the end of this month's In The Game. The Premier League season is over, but it doesn't end there. No, it doesn't. We'll be back at the end of August to discuss all things FIFA, all things esports, and hopefully we'll have another trophy in the cabinet. For now, it's a bye from me, Kyle Walker.
And me, Joleon Lescott.
Take care. We'll see you soon.
Never had a chance, not never.